Hello again. Welcome to Saturdays at Derek's. I'm Mike,
I am Derek.
and I'm feeling really bad for all of you for wasting your time watching this video.
Stupid bastards.
Wow, just getting really negative with the intro lately, aren't I? Hang on, let me try that again. Hello, welcome to Saturdays at Derek's. I'm Mike,
Hi, I'm Derek.
and box of fluffy ducks.
Ducks. Quack, quack, quack.
All right. So anyway, this week,
Well, we got really good news. We got 10 subscribers. So
right.
somebody is actually watching.
Yeah, we don't know who it is, but thank you.
We do appreciate it.
Yes. And right now is the part where we're going to put in the celebratory fireworks. That was awesome. All right. Yay for us. Way to celebrate.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. We do appreciate it. We do have some news for the CBS TV show that we've gotten the first picture of Supergirl's costume.
Yeah, and it looks pretty good. I haven't been paying a lot of attention, and actually the first thing I saw about it was a post on Facebook that was a picture of a panel from the comic next to a picture probably taken from a fanboy fetish porn site that was just a naked woman with Supergirl's costume photoshopped onto her. So I didn't think it was real when I saw it at first, and I just kind of scrolled past it.
And there's still
I didn't know there was a real picture until you showed it to me.
And there's still no real reason to get excited because it's still in the Wonder Woman stages of TV production, where they're just shooting a pilot and trying to get the pilot.
Right, and it could end up being awful, and it's just derided for years afterwards on the internet, like the Wonder Woman pilot was. But that was really awful. But
I haven't seen it. Have you actually seen the Wonder Woman pilot?
Oh, I have. Yeah. Oh, it was terrible.
Was it?
It was really bad.
It was like stinky white pile.
They messed up the backstory and everything completely. Wonder Woman was head of a corporation, and she was like, I think in that episode she was presiding over like approval of her action figures. Yeah, it was pretty shit. So, on the other hand, this costume really looks good. I kind of get the impression that they're taking the material seriously.
Right. Well, from what I understand, it's designed by the same person who has designed the Flash,
which would explain the leather fetish.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, it's not like TV has gotten advanced beyond the point of we just need to use the cheapest fabric possible to make these costumes.
Right.
You know, it's no longer a Dean Cain pure spandex idea when it comes to superhero costumes.
But it looks good. A lot of it really looks like it's like colored leather, which is not terrible.
Or cup leather.
Yeah. Again, the cape looks like your grandma's drapes.
Yeah.
Just the material does. And but I kind of like the lines of red piping that are like paneling off the top of the costume and the sleeves.
Yeah. I think the only thing I really don't like about
the skirt hangs kind of weird. I don't like the black nylons.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I like the black nylons.
I don't know. I want to see some real skin, goddammit. That woman's very white. Well, why are they afraid of a woman's skin on her legs? I mean, it's not Dukes of Hazzard anymore.
Yeah.
If you remember that, they used to put Catherine Bach in
stockings or the Daisy Duke shorts?
Stockings for the shorts.
Oh, really?
Yeah. She didn't actually show real skin. Her skin on that show was straight out of a little plastic egg.
Huh. Word.
And they seem to be doing the same thing here, which seems, kind of strange to me. The cut of the boots is a little weird.
Well, that's just gladiatory.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
strip club gladiator.
I don't hate them, and again, I think the skirt just hangs kind of strange. And maybe it's just that I'm used to seeing it in the comics, where it's like a pleated thing and it fluffs out a little bit
where
more.
It's kind of like a cheerleader skirt.
Yeah, this seems to be just kind of hanging dead. It's not bad. I certainly wouldn't hate it. Just
we'll see how it moves in action.
And the other thing that seems strange, I don't hate, but it's definitely different. Like, there's no yellow fill inside the chest symbol.
Yeah, they do have the yellow in there, but it's in an outline.
Yeah. I'm not saying wrong, but a little bit
kind of
surprising, I guess.
A little too dark, maybe?
Yeah. Well, and they are, I mean, it's a darker red and it's a darker everything. It's, what it kind of reminds me of? Evil Superman from Superman 3.
Yeah?
Yeah, how all the colors were like really muted when he was, drunk and surly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they wanted to make him look more menacing, maybe.
Yeah, when they were supposed to be making Christopher Reeves look, kind of dark and mean and like he just didn't give a shit anymore. That's kind of what these colors remind me of. They don't pop as brightly as your average super costume.
And once again, I think that's kind of a good thing.
Well, and it might be the lighting, and it could just be the aesthetic of, the day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, well, I think because superheroes, once again, they don't want comic book characters in visual media these days to be as bright and comic booky.
Right. No, because the Flash's costume is a kind of a muted red.
Yeah, more like a burgundy.
Yeah, and Arrow's costume is a darker green.
And I think it's a good idea because it makes it look a little less cheesy.
Yeah. It's a little odd to see that much dark when, you spent 30 years seeing the comic book characters in very bright popped colors.
Yeah.
Not saying it's bad, just that it suddenly kind of strikes me that it's a dark sort of costume.
Yeah. All in all, I think it's pretty cool, though.
And part of it might be the lighting, and she's standing in front of a black and gray background.
Yeah.
It's possible that it might come off less so once they actually get around to
shooting the show. It is a
show.
really shadowy looking picture, too.
Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of contrast between the shadows and the light.
Right. But, yeah, altogether, I like it. Now we just have to see whether the writers could step up and do a decent job. Because that, to me, is going to be the real question for this show. Because you can have the best costume in the world, and this is a pretty damn good one, but if your writers sucked, then you're going to get a pilot and get tossed in the dustbin with Wonder Woman.
Yeah. And then maybe just rehash the costume for a WB version.
Yeah.
Or a CW version.
Yeah. No, that would be great if they could put this together and tie in with the CW superhero shows they've already got. Frankly, CW should just dump everything else and just do the DCU.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't understand why.
I would get OCD about watching that.
I don't understand why Warner Brothers, who owns DC Comics and their own television and movie studios, is selling off the TV rights to its characters when you've got your own television studio. Well, why marvel it unless you're hurting for money?
Right. Well, there's a couple of different things. One, have they sold off the rights to the Batman characters to Fox all the way around to do Gotham?
I don't know, or if it's just that one show, or maybe they're even producing the show and Fox is just airing it.
Possible. I mean, it's a damn good show.
Yeah. But it's definitely, I say, where Shield was the most improved
it's possible.
comic book show from last year.
Yeah.
I would say Gotham is the most improved for me show this season.
As far over as the course of the season?
Show, yeah. Because honestly, at the beginning, I was kind of like, they're trying really hard. They're trying really hard. And it was kind of there. But the last, 4 or 5 episodes, it seems like the things that they were trying to do have actually gelled
a lot better now.
Have actually gelled, and now they feel comfortable enough where they can tell stories that are kind of making you go, oh, okay, that was cool.
Yeah.
It's not like they're trying to push the connections between things so much as they're just playing at them.
Yeah.
And I like that. And they're starting to tell their own story instead of trying to set up future stories that are going to happen.
Rather than just being episode after episode of, guess who this guy's going to be? Guess who that guy's going to be?
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely an improved show.
Yeah.
And, the characters that they're using are much more interesting than they were in the very beginning.
Yeah. Oh, no, absolutely. I mean, to me, Harvey Bullock was just kind of a throwaway, tertiary Bat comic character when I went into this. But despite myself, I find that I really like the character in Gotham.
And a lot of that has to do with Donald Logue.
Oh, yeah, no, he's very good.
He's the shit.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He's just from being the ground up for life dad.
Oh, and he was really great in Vikings.
Yeah, to where he's at now, where you can see where he can play comedic, he can play badass, he can play twisted, he can play tormented.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of talent as an actor.
Yeah, he does. He's got great range and a lot of really good ability. And I dig that character. And it's not just Harvey Bullock. They've taken most of the characters on that show and really fleshed them out well.
Alfred, Gordon,
Penguin.
They're all characters. Even Falcone and Maroney.
Yeah, I know.
Even Maroney, even those two characters, you really kind of have a feel for who they are, as opposed to just being crime lords.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, but he became a crime lord after he got out of police academy.
Yeah.
Mahoney.
Sorry. But as far as the cape goes, I mean, we'll have to see what it looks like when she flies. And watch this segue. Speaking of flying, Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford, real life action hero.
Who crashed a plane this week.
No. He landed a plane this week. He did not crash that son of a bitch. It wanted to crash, but he's fucking Harrison Ford, and he wouldn't let that shit happen. Well, there's a golf course.
Yeah, I mean, it just goes to show Harrison Ford is just as much of a badass in real life as a character as he. I mean, he's flying helicopters around, saving people off of mountains, for Christ's sake. His plane is having difficulty flying. His vintage World War II plane is having difficulty flying, and he can land it and walk away with some head scratches.
Wasn't there head scratches? Because I read that there was an ambulance on the scene, but
there was.
They didn't really detail.
He had some minor scrapes on his head, and probably some bruising. And the plane, I saw a picture of the plane. The plane was slightly fucked up.
Yeah, no, the plane was fairly fucked up. You could see crumpling in the body panels and stuff. But all things considered, a 60-year-old airplane dropped out of the sky. It was in pretty good fucking condition, man.
Yeah.
He did a job.
And the 72-year-old guy flying it was actually in pretty good condition.
Yeah, no. If he'd had a dog along with him, he could have, walked away without even the head scratch.
Yeah, no kidding. Maybe a broken leg, but, he would have been fine.
No, he was fine. There were no ramps anywhere near. So he was safe from that one.
But, Harrison Ford, man, just a god.
I mean, really, the only thing more pimp is if he'd have gotten out wearing his fucking Indiana Jones costume and just walked the fuck out.
Yeah. Well, I figured out how to land. So yeah, yeah, just
no,
I can't applaud him enough. He's just
right, absolutely. No, and
I'm glad he's okay. I am so glad he's okay. One of my
no, if he'd have died right on the heels of Nimoy, seppuku.
Yeah, it would have been terrible.
Yeah.
That would have been terrible. So yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
that's all I gotta say
and
about
kudos
that.
to you. That was an excellent segue.
I worked really hard at it while we're talking about Supergirl. I was like,
I got one to roll up to. You're gonna love this. Yeah. And I did. You were right. Absolutely. It was wonderful. Now,
speaking of amazing heroes,
another
Avengers trailer 3 rolled out.
Yes, it did, and it was very cool.
Oh my god!
It's again, 6-foot boner.
Yeah.
That movie's gonna be so.
If I was on my
awesome.
stomach, I'd be tripoding.
Hey, absolutely. Spin plates on it and shit.
Yeah. No, it was easily the best trailer for the movie I've seen so far. The first two were okay. I thought they were a little bit mellow.
Yeah.
A lot of people applaud the music.
Mm-hmm.
The I Got No Strings, and I get it, but it kind of slowed down the trailers for me.
No, see, I thought that it really helped create a mood. It helped create a menace. The music and fucking James Spader's voice.
Mm-hmm.
That was a very creepy fucking trailer. That was very ominous to me. I really enjoyed that. I'm a big fucking fan of James Spader.
Yeah.
I mean, it's.
But
honestly, much as I love Morgan Freeman, I would love to have James Spader do my fucking voicemail message.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be fucking cool.
But this trailer, James Spader's still talking.
Yeah.
And the action in it was very deep.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very menacing. And when they get done fighting the first wave, and Thor's like, "Is that the best
all
you got?
Thou hast?"
And he just like chuckles. Fucking Ultron chuckling is the creepiest shit ever.
Yeah. Oh.
And then he just goes, and all the other droids come out. All the other droids, all the other Ultron units come out. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, that shit was amazing.
Oh my god.
This movie's gonna be so fucking cool. And then at the end with Vision.
Oh god.
And again, do you think that is
you
an
brought
infinity
up that point,
gem?
And I didn't. I was like, nah, it's just like an on light to indicate that he's powered up.
Right.
But
If it's yellow, he's on and mellow. And
right.
If it turns green,
he's working on getting clean.
Yeah. And if it turns red, call fucking tech support.
Yeah. Especially if it's blinking, you got a system error.
Right. Fucking Microsoft.
But then we watched in the Nerdist News breakdown of it, and Jessica Chobot was talking about, and I was like, hey man, she's talking. And then I started thinking, it's like, wait a second, there was a scene where Robert Downey Jr. is grabbing Loki's staff,
mm-hmm.
and there's thoughts that staff contains either the soul gem or the mind gem.
Yeah.
Maybe he did use the soul gem or the mind gem, possibly the soul gem, to kind of give Vision a soul instead of just an artificial intelligence, an artificial soul.
Right. And the thing is, though,
because you don't have Power Man, because the original mythology is that they transfer Power Man's psyche into Vision, if I remember correctly. Or that Ultron, because
I've never actually read a whole lot of
Ultron
Avengers
is the
comics.
one who created Vision, and if I remember correctly, he used Power Man's mind to give Vision a mind.
Yeah.
Oh,
like made a copy of him or sucked it out of him.
Like just transferred the data. basically.
Oh, okay.
Which, basically, I think he was supposed to be dead at the time.
So Vision thinks that he's supposed to be living in the ghetto and helping.
Well, and I think that's one of the reasons why, not Power Man, Wonder Man.
Oh,
Wonder Man.
Oh, okay.
And that's one of the reasons because Wonder Man and Scarlet Witch, I think, were dating.
Yeah.
And he died, and then either Vision or either Ultron used. Anyway, so they didn't have that part of the soul, so maybe this is how they're doing it in the movie universe, is using the soul gem.
Right, and they're already kind of changing the mythology, because wasn't it Hank Pym?
Hank Pym originally did Ultron.
Yeah. And now they're making it Tony Stark for the purpose of the movies.
And they're thinking that Tony Stark and Banner create Vision to fight Ultron.
Yeah.
So, that after thinking about that, you're probably right. That is probably the soul gem in Vision's forehead.
Right. And we were talking about this earlier, so I brought up the Infinity Gem wiki, and according to this, yellow is the reality gem. So, and again, they've already changed mythology, so it may be entirely different from there.
Well, I think because
the gems are soul, time, space, mind, reality, and power. And I know that you said people think that the Tesseract was the power gem. Mm-hmm. But this says it's red, which would kind of make sense. But I've also seen stuff where they're theorizing that when somebody gets zapped with the Tesseract, it doesn't actually kill them. It teleports them to another area of space. Yeah. So it's possible the Tesseract is actually the space gem.
Whereas the red one in Thor Dark World.
Yeah.
But we're digressing.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we are. But that might be like the reality gem, so who knows? They could have everything fucked around just for the aesthetics of the particular movies.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, that would be an interesting take on it.
Yeah,
Which would bring up the whole, how is Thanos going to acquire the gem from Vision?
Kill Vision.
Yeah.
I mean, and would that kill Vision, or would it just make him less powerful?
Or make him less
independent?
Soulful. Yeah, make him less human.
Make him the android that he actually is, rather than having a personality.
Yeah.
And that's possible.
But yeah, I mean, what else did we touch on? The love affair between Banner and Romanoff?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, good for them. It's Hollywood. They really feel that they need to throw love stories into shit. And it's Joss Whedon, so it's going to be a really fucked up love story. And people are going to be messed up and heartbroken, and someone's probably going to die.
Yeah. And it could be another thing that causes a bit of a divide in the Avengers.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, because they also have to roll up to Civil War.
Right.
Which is going to be the Avengers splitting over political differences.
Well, and by the end of this, there's not supposed to be the same group.
Yeah.
It's not supposed to be the same team by the end of this film.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see how that turns out.
Yeah. Probably. Well, because if they fairly follow Civil War, you're going to have Stark's group and Captain America's group.
One of the things that got us on this trailer is there's a scene where, and I'm pretty sure it's Ulysses' Claw, but he has 3 claws coming out. Yeah. And Jolene was like, they got Wolverine!
Yeah, no, that was a piece of hardware. That was equipment. Because if you stop and look at it, it's a big square device on the guy's arm.
They're chunky looking.
Yeah. So, that's definitely
I think it's
not
claws.
Wolverine.
I think it's Ulysses' Claw. his weapon, which will probably eventually evolve into the sound generator.
Yeah.
If they even go with the sound generation.
Because that looked really stupid in the comics.
Well,
oh please, I'm fighting you with a tiny radar dish on my hand.
I always thought it was cool. You're mean.
No,
you hurt my
douche.
feelings again. Yeah, no, all in all, this was super cool.
Oh yeah, no, it was amazing. I mean, I was excited to see this movie anyway. I mean, I was excited to see this movie a couple of years ago when the first Avengers movie came out.
Good. Thanos turned around. We were like, I can't wait for 2.
Yeah. It's not as though I needed any convincing, but
we were already guessing that this was going to be Infinity War.
Yeah.
But they're right. They do have to build up.
Or at least the lead into Infinity War.
They do have to build up a lot more to Infinity War because
part of it is they have to explain who Thanos is to the general public. Mm-hmm. I mean, you and I know who Thanos is because Jesus, we were deep in it in the 90s when the whole Infinity Gauntlet thing came up in the first place. Mm-hmm. So there was no need to set anything up for us. But I know there were a lot of people going, "Who's the guy with the weird lines in his chin, man?" Yeah, there's a lot of layperson that have become Avengers fans because of the movies who have no fucking idea who Thanos is, and it wasn't really explained all that well in the subsequent films. I mean, he has showed up for bits and pieces here and there, but there's no real, overarching explanation for who he is, what his purpose is, what he's after, and why he really, really, really wants to knock up Death.
Yeah. Well, Death's kind of hot.
Yeah, no, Death built as fuck, but
I would bone her. Get it?
Bone? Yeah.
Anywho, that's our time for this week.
Yeah. All right.
Thanks again for joining us, everybody.
Mr. fucking Timekeeper. Yeah. All right. Well, we're out for now. We'll catch you next week. Have a good one.
Toodles. I just want to get my tongue in there.
All right. Well, here's mine. Scarred fucking thing that it is.
You got like the Morlock of tongues.
my tongue wants to just live in the sewers and be left alone by the rest of humanity. Don't look at me, beautiful people.
All right,